Good morning everybody, and this is your SP 500 setups for today. So we do have CPI data coming out today, so I would be very wary of any trade until that data's out. So we did get a really horrible day yesterday, big up, big down most of the day. We've ended up with this big red bar on the 8 hour. But you'll see now when we get down to lower time frames, it wasn't really something that excites me. And if you just look left, you can see previous level right here, and that is at 44.61. So 44.61 is obviously a key level. You can see we've found support on it in the past, basically a whole week that we spent there, and then another sort of half a week that we spent there as well in June. So jury's still out as to whether this is strong move up, pullback, and we're now moving up, or it is a strong move down, flag, break of flag, and moving down. So I think CPI is going to decide that for us today. So here you can see the confusion. It tails the upside, tails the downside. Lots of barbed wire here, lots of confusion. Oscillators are indicating we need to be looking for some long setup, but for me, we're above and below the moving averages, in amongst the moving averages. Moving averages have no direction, so we are ranging right now on the higher time frames. There's nothing really else to it. So when you start drilling down to your 1 hour, you can see we do have a crossover. So we had a crossover, we had a confirmation on Monday that we had a potential uptrend, and then that reversed yesterday, and you can see we were sliding, but then this little bar here, and we'll look at it on the lower time frames, is something which is really confusing. So this gap to the downside is closed. We've just closed it today, and that is the weekly gap. So I would want to see that closed during the open session as well. So let's just get down to a 15-minute. That's what we all want to be looking at today. So first thing you'll notice is lots of gaps yesterday, lots of gaps up, lots of gaps down. So you can see we were sliding, then this big move up, followed by a big move down. I mean, from the height of that to the low was 300 pips. 0.68% move. So basically what we did is we came back to close the gap, which often happens. So you can see we can argue that it was closed early in the day on the futures market, but often what happens during the main session, it does come back and close a gap again. It is frustrating, especially when you're in a short here, because everything has lined up and you've got all the structure in the world. And I'm just going to get these levels in so we can just run through it. So you can see, we said yesterday we need to break down through structure and come back and test it. And you can see here's a break. There's the first retest, nice juicy pin bar just off it, range bar, and then you've got this tweezer top here as well, or two double hanging man, should I rather say, with the moving averages all pointing down. So there's lots of opportunity here for shorts, and for those of you that are just holding it, that was your take profit area anyway. Came back and just stopped everybody out, and then immediately reverse and come back down now. So kind of a weird setup yesterday, but it's again, like I said, you wanted a proper break and retest on the higher time frames before jumping in. So for me today, it is wait for CPI. The setup does look short at the moment, and I'm just going to look at two levels. So ideally, I'd want to see a rejection of 44.68, or alternatively 44.72. Now the problem with that theory is that there's gaps up here as well. So it is highly likely that we have another squirt high and then a rejection again. I think the confusion is still here. It's going to continue through the week. I think even the CPI is probably going to come out as expected, and then everybody's just going to be even more confused, because what's happening here is they're betting for a bad CPI number. So that's kind of my confused outlook for today. I really don't like the way this is looking on the hour. And you can see that you can argue that that's a big rejection pin bar, which it was. But if you look at the oscillators and you just go up to the 3 hour, that is a warning sign. And then the last thing here, let's just have a look at this. Yeah, we're at the 61.8 Fibonacci as well. So anything's possible, ladies and gentlemen, anything's possible. I think for me, wait for the data, let the data come out, give it 15, 20 minutes. I actually just wait for the open, to be honest, because whatever direction it moves in is more than likely going to come back a little bit or go back to where to some kind of level before jumping in. I think that's kind of the moral of the story. But this could be the start of a downtrend. There's no doubt about that. But it could also just be bottom of a massive sort of, should I say, range, or the start formation of a handle for this cup. There's just so many scenarios at the moment. Nothing is really helping us right now. So until the moving averages are either pointing straight down or pointing straight up, there is no real a trend trade to be taken right now. Anyway, that's kind of my view. Sorry, the last thing here. I do have a level there. I do have a level there, sorry. So let's get rid of that one. So this level is our line in the sand, 44.61. If we drop below that and we come back and retest it and we continue sliding, then this gap to the downside is your next target as far as I'm concerned. You'll have a little bit of, you'll have a few buyers coming in at 44.42, and then you'll have some buyers coming in around here at 44.29 as well. But I suspect this gap is our target, and that is the measured move of this long slide here. So anyway, let's wait for the data, and then we'll be able to see what's actually going on. And if it is bad data, you just need to wait for the right setup. Don't just jump in, because you will get burnt. So wait for a retest of structure higher up, and then you'll have an opportunity to jump into it. Anyway, that's kind of my view today. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.